Good morning and welcome everybody to the Velasquez Vlog Show. I'm your host Jeffrey Velasquez, and today I got a special guest, and he's also my cousin. His name is Anthony Espinal. Go ahead and introduce yourself for us, Anthony.
What's up, guys? My name is Anthony Espinal, truck driver. I play guitar. Simple guy, not much to it. Thanks for having me here, Jeff.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thank you for helping us out in the absence of Anne Marie. She's right now hustling. She got a new job, so right now she's just trying to coordinate with them first before she gets back to us. But hopefully we have her back in the studio in no time. First and foremost, before I start, I do this every time. You guys already know. I want to thank all my peace officers, fighter fighters, veterans, active duty, and reserve armed forces, Border Patrol, Homeland Security, FBI, CIA, DEA, ATF, and Special Ops, whatever they might be. And just thanking them for keeping us safe and for keeping this country going the way it is. And also to make sure that those liberties that we have in this country are protected. So we appreciate their sacrifice and everything they do. And for those families also that have lost their loved ones due to the serving in our nation. So in today's topic, we're going to talk a little bit about everything that deals with society and about how we, treat ourselves, in a way. How do we as neighbors and as citizens treat each other, you know? I think one of the things that I noticed when you're out there in public, or whether you're at a mall or at a private event, doesn't matter, you get treated a certain way, you know, and I feel like you get treated, for example, if I'm not dressed properly, or if I don't look properly, I'm gonna be treated different than if I had a suit on, or if I was just looking nice, if I did my hair, if I took a shower today, right? So those are the things I want to talk about today. For example, I'm gonna ask Anthony here real quick. Anthony, have you ever been in a situation where you're like, I don't know, you go to a place, right, and you just got out of work. Maybe you're not dressed in a proper, I don't want to say dress code or anything, but maybe your clothes are not appealing enough for somebody to show you some respect whether you're a customer or whether you're over there visiting somebody versus when you dress nicely. Have you ever encountered something like that, man?
Well, not that I remember of at the moment, but I'm sure it's happened. But at the same time, I really don't mind if someone makes, stereotypes me or judges me based on what I'm wearing. I really don't care, because a man's supposed to feel sure of himself, and if if you're insecure, that would kind of show off even more in addition to the clothes you're wearing. So it probably has occurred to me, but I don't really care what people think.
You know, one of the things, and that's a good thing that you said, you know, you haven't noticed. I'm sure there's a lot of times that has happened that you never noticed. You know, for example, I'm sure it has happened to me 1,000 times. You know, like for example, for me, my weakness when it comes to being out there in the public is my height. I'm not the tallest guy. Okay, I'm confident. I'm not gonna say that I'm the worst looking guy out there, you know, but let's just say that I'm halfway decent looking, but I'm short, right? So, you know, most ladies and most people, you know, the taller you are, the more, I don't want to say respected. Let's just say the better you get treated, right? I don't think it's always the case, right? Yeah. But what I'm saying is that I've noticed that as a society, we treat each other as how we, present each other. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, it's just like the saying. It's like people tend to judge a book by its cover. And, I mean, the way you look does partially matter. You kind of want to look presentable at certain events. You don't want to go to a wedding dressed in shorts. You know?
You don't want to be at a wedding.
I think you might be deserved to be criticized, even if you're going to a wedding with some shorts and a t-shirt.
Well, the thing is that I guess for every occasion, of course, there is a certain I don't want to say dress code, right? Well, yeah, dress code, right, for certain occasions, right? But let's just say you're just casually out there shopping, you know? Hey, you know, I want to go window shop at this expensive store, you know? And then, you know, of course, you don't look rich. You don't have anything fancy on you that, you know, kind of shows that you got money, right? And I think that's where you feel the difference. You know, whenever you go to certain places and people already assume that you're broke, or that you don't have money, or you don't have that status to be treated a certain way. For example, like I think confidence matters well, as a man, you know, if I have to think about, okay, let's divide this topic into alpha and beta males, right? Alpha and beta males. How can you tell the difference between both, Anthony? I mean, from what you know and what you experience and what you're seeing.
I would first start off looking at the physical characteristics. You know, the guy looks fit. That's probably the first thing I look at.
Okay.
How fit is this guy? How buff?
Like physically fit or like mentally fit?
Physically, like you see how well he looks.
What about mentally fit?
Well, that's when you start talking to him and see how you can tell where his mind is at. Yeah. You can read the person, but you have to encounter him. You have to talk to him, or maybe you can observe him based on like how he's walking, how's he treating people. You can tell if he's beta or alpha.
Do you think if you do you feel like an alpha and a beta male? It's I think it can be made. I think it can be adjusted. But do you think they're actually born beta or alpha, or is something you have to build? I think it's something you have to build in society. It all depends on your experiences, I think, and what your role in society is. Because maybe in society you might have a different role where nothing is dependent on you. And you know what? Why should I try? Why should I care to be a certain person if it doesn't require me to be?
Well, I think you do have to work on yourself, and not just physically, like going out to the gym or going out sprinting or hiking or whatever, hunting. I don't know if you do those kind of things. A lot of people that hunt for deer and animals for their food, but it also applies for their mental skills, their social skills, the way they treat people, and how they handle themselves, and if they're providers, they're able to provide for their families or themselves. There's a lot of characteristics as far as being an alpha.
Okay, can you be specific? Let me ask you this, and this is just your personal experience, okay? I don't want you to tell me some kind of generic definition or any type of generic experience from somebody else's point of view, but from your point of view, from your culture, from your background, do you feel like at some point in your life you were a beta male, and then as time passed by you developed into an alpha male?
Oh yeah, of course. I'd probably say since middle school, maybe halfway into high school, and then probably my senior year, that's when I started realizing, hey,
is that when testosterone kicked in and you started to get into girls and stuff? Or?
Maybe probably after my first rejection. It happens to every guy.
Yeah.
You get really upset, maybe even depressed, but you learn from those experiences, and then so you start looking out for wisdom and knowledge. And I think one of the best things is to have mentors, invest in some books, listen to some podcasts, and there's a lot of programs out there that you can buy from entrepreneurs that are related to health, wealth, love, and happiness. And then I would start a workout program, of course, something where you can physically train. We do some compound workouts. If you're not into weightlifting, then maybe doing some outdoor sports or something where you can stay fit.
Yeah. Let me see. I don't know how to explain this here. Now that you have changed, now that you feel like your personality or the way you carry yourself has changed, man. In my opinion, I think at some point I was a beta male at some point. But you know what? I didn't know I was a beta male until I was able to determine the difference, in our culture as Hispanics, I think that we are taught to be a gentleman, to respect the woman, and it's not about respect, by the way. About, you gotta be understanding, you gotta be sensitive, and you gotta be like,
lovey-dovey and...
in other words, you have to bend over backwards for certain individuals, you know, just to show respect. And I think that there are some things that are missing here. For example, stand up for yourself. Stand up for what you want for once in your life. We were never taught that. We were always taught to please somebody else, and we were never taught to please ourselves. So I think when you carry yourself a certain way, you know, you start to realize, like, wait a minute, if I'm secure about who I am and what I believe in, and what I want in my life, I think that's gonna start building that confidence to you, to finally understanding that you can be that alpha male, and without caring about being rejected about who you are. And this is things you learn as you do things in life. Your first rejection, your first job rejection, your first relationship rejection, or whatever the thing is. You learn to get better by the way things happen in your life, because we're never born like this. You know, as Latinos, you know, I think we're just we think that we're just there to serve, and at the same time that we don't deserve to, like, kind of have something to say at the end, and that's not true, you know. I think that if we carry ourselves in a proper way, and it doesn't mean you're gonna be an asshole about it. It is what it is, you know. I think that if you're sure about what you want and how you want it, what's wrong with that? I'm gonna do my part to make sure that whoever has high expectations from me, to come through, I'm gonna make sure that they have the same standards that I need from them as well. But I don't know if you ever had, like, a job or, like, a relationship, or whether it's something that needed you to be a certain way for you to qualify or survive in that environment. Have you ever had that?
Like a job,
a relationship, or somewhere where you needed to be a certain way, you know, to, like, survive, to make it, you know, to balance the scale, you know.
I'd probably say one of my first jobs was at a cell phone store. I was doing retail. I was a sales guy up in the counter, and here in Houston, especially, like, where we live, you'll encounter a lot of individuals that are hood, or let's say ghetto, and not to offend anybody, but, you know, there's some really tough guys out there that if they see that you're a sucker, man, they'll take advantage of you. So my boss would, I mean, he was probably
How old were you? How old were you, by the way? Because I feel like this probably happened when you were young. This is something where you were learning about work experience and how to manage your money, right?
It's probably like 18, 19, if I recall.
Okay.
And so, yeah, my boss in that time, and he's actually my mentor up to now. We talk about business a lot, and real estate and other stuff. But he was really tough on me. Like, he would tell me to stand up straight, look at him in his eyes. Hey, take my hands out of my pocket, stuff like that. And you would just feel like, man, this guy's really tough on me. But so I had to eat it up, you know. And that's when I started developing a tougher skin, and he would tell me how to treat customer, and never, you know, disrespect the customer regardless of how they spoke to you or what they did to you. So a lot of customers would come in there all mad, and so I had to keep my cool always, regardless of what they did to me. I think I had this one guy accuse me of, like, me trying to, like, steal something from her. So I forgot what it was exactly. And then, I stood my ground. I kept my cool. And at the end of the day, I think before he left, he apologized and he gave me his hand. Because I kept my cool, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes customers, they just want to see you get mad. You know, they want to be the winners.
You know, I think in your situation, I don't think the customer wanted you to get mad. I think they just think that because they're mad and the other person can react a certain way as well. I think that because you're the employee, they're the customer, they got the right to take advantage of it, you know, and make you feel like crap, because you know that saying that the customer is always right.
Exactly.
You know, I think that whoever came out with that shit, they didn't think about the employee at all. You know, they thought about the customer. Of course, money, right? Customer brings money. The employee doesn't. The employee takes money, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, you did the right thing, you know, and also as you grow up, sometimes you don't notice those things. You know, when somebody's teaching you to do certain things, you know, some people take it the wrong way. It all depends of where you come from. For example, if you're a kid who's always being a rebellion, and somebody who is always being against the wave, and they're closed minded, they don't want to learn how to be better in life. They're gonna be like, fuck this guy, you know, and then you're gonna leave, you know, that job. But in your case, you actually absorb that knowledge and you use it to help you in the long run. And at the end of the day, you realize up to this date, I can assume and I can assure you, you knew that was a valuable piece of knowledge that guy gave you.
Definitely. He told me one of the things I remember from him. He said, in my store, you're gonna learn a lot more than those textbooks than you'll ever learn in those textbooks from college.
Mm-hmm.
And he was right.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of social skills, how to read people, my skills in sales, and how to carry myself, probably even how to walk, and how to keep my cool, man.
Yeah, and then sometimes you have to be put to the test in a certain way for you to actually change, you know, and then eventually, the young bucks, you know, they're the ones that are gonna learn this as well, just like we did, you know. They'll learn through experience, you know. I'm sure, like, I have a family member, you have a family member that knows that you remember exactly how that moment when you were in life, and eventually they'll develop it, right? But they have to go through the journey, you know. As much as you wanna hammer in their head, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta be. Shit, I didn't have nobody to tell me, so maybe that's why I didn't feel that pressure at that moment. But I think that that if you have siblings or you have people that want to be better in life, I think it's good to give them some tips. You know, I mean, don't be hard on them, like as hard as you know you wish you could be, because they'll never understand it until they go through it. I can talk to you about many things right now that I went through, but if you don't go through them, I will understand that there's no way you want fully understand until you actually go through it. But at least I know that you'll get the general idea that if you know you face it, at least you have a general idea of how to take care of the situation, take care of the environment, take care of the obstacle, right? But until you go through that obstacle, until you go through that test, is how you really gonna know for sure. You can always get an idea, but you won't really know until you actually are there at that moment, at that second, at that place. You know, and let me ask you this: you, as an alpha male, right? You know what you want. You know who you want. You know how you want your life to be. If you had to decide between a fit, nice-looking girl versus a halfway decent looking girl but that's smart, which one would you prefer?
The girl with the brains.
The girl with the brains?
Decent, halfway decent.
Decent, halfway decent, right?
Yeah.
And you know, one of the things that I notice about social media is that the prettiest girls are the most insecure girls, you know? At least that's what I noticed. And why? I have no idea. I don't think they have anything to be insecure about, you know? They got all these likes, they got all these photos, they got all these followers, yada yada yada. But at the end of the day, I feel they show insecureness, and not directly, but psychologically. You gotta know how to read it, of course. If you don't know how to read it, everything looks happy and dandy from the outside.
Well, I think every person, male, female, has insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, well, what else were you gonna say?
Well, I would just what I was trying to say is, why would you pick the one over the other one? Pretty much, like.
Well, looks can fade away, you know. But if you got brains and you know how to accomplish health, you can really just develop yourself. You can sculpt yourself. You can eat right. You can hit the gym, hit some weights. You can turn into that person that you want. But let's say you choose a pretty girl. Let's say sometimes a lot of these pretty girls don't work for their bodies. There's a lot that do, but some of these girls can, you know, their looks can fade away quick, and some of them can actually keep their physical attributions for a long time. But is it gonna make you happy if they're lacking in something else, you know, they can't make you happy. If they're people that giving you a lot of drama, maybe they're dragging you down in your personal life and your business, and you got to think about the pros and cons. You know, usually a girl that's smart, even though she's not beautiful, maybe she's not a dime, but she can turn into a dime. You know, I think especially both of you guys are in love. You guys can create a kingdom per se, and both of you guys can accomplish your goals faster and easier, and reach health, wealth, love, and happiness.
You know, I think sometimes when you meet the ugly girl, you can't fix the situation, you know? You can't fix the pretty girl situation, because this pretty girl situation, she's gonna be full of ego. She's gonna be full of, oh, you know what, it's me or the highway. She's gonna always think that it's always gonna be about her, you know. And when it comes, yeah, make some noise. Please keep making noise. Please move things around. Please, you know, keep opening that marker. You know,
it helps me think, man. It's some people are like, you know, when I was in school.
Here, look.
Yeah, give me one.
There we go. Okay. So anyways, man, I think with the pretty girl, you're gonna have a harder time. I'm gonna be honest with you. There are some pretty girls that have a good heart. They have a good conscience. That you know that they're very humble. But I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the one that thinks it's all about her. That it's all about me. That wants all the attention. Versus the one that, you know, the nerdy one with the glasses, the one that, you know, that's smart. I think you know, I have a thing for nerdy.
Those like,
you know?
Do you remember the nerdy girls from like middle school and high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like a lot of them turned like really hot in college.
Exactly. But you know what?
Now they got the brains and the looks.
There. They build themselves there just like we build ourselves up. You know, we build ourselves to be alpha males. They build themselves to be more secure and better looking, you know? So, and the ones that were attractive, where you were going through that stage in life, in middle school, high school, college, whatever, they probably lost that quality, that physique, that pretty face, you know? They probably not even secure. So it's funny how things turn around all of a sudden.
I was going to say that these girls that, you know, have brains, most of them, I would say, have a higher teachability index, higher willingness to learn. So to me, that's an asset. If I have a girl that is willing to learn things and has a high teachability index, that can maybe help me in my problems in my business, help me succeed, and vice versa. You know, I could help her out with her stuff. We could be a healthier family or couple, whatever it is. And a lot of these pretty girls, I mean, not it doesn't apply to every pretty girl or beautiful girl, but a lot of them are very vain, you know. You got to watch out for that, like narcissist people. And there's a lot of guys, too, and it goes both ways. I don't want no girls that like attacking me. Oh, Anthony's a sexist.
you know, the thing is you see, they're not going to think about how to fix the situation or fix the problems. They're going to think about accusing, and that's not the way to fix problems. You gotta face the music. You gotta face reality, because, look, this is my opinion. I think that a good-looking person, a better presented person, will be treated better than somebody who is insecure and is not presentable. And anywhere you go, whether you go to McDonald's or you go to fucking Sakura or whatever nice restaurant you can go to, you know.
Yeah.
So I think no matter where you go, it's gonna be like that. You look presentable, you're decent looking, you're pretty good looking, versus you're not pretty good looking, and you know, and you're not really how can I say this? Presentable. So
charismatic.
Charming. Because you can be charismatic if you're confident. You know. Yeah. It's part of confidence. Confidence comes in many ways. You know, as a matter of fact, you can't have charismatic if you don't have confidence.
Or charisma without confidence.
Because you gotta have confidence to build the charisma.
Yeah.
So,
I would say so.
You can't be, you're not gonna have charisma. No, you can't do it. Okay, you gotta be confident. You gotta be confident with yourself first, so your charisma comes out. And so alpha, beta, ugly, pretty, brains, and brawls.
But what
right?
about you? Would you, let's say you were single, I know you're married, but if you had an option between a very beautiful girl, let's say she had 50,000 followers on Instagram, but she's that type of girl that's photogenic, a little bit narcissist, vain. She feels entitled to things, and you got to buy her things to keep her interested. Would you choose that person versus a girl that is, halfway decent? She's maybe like a 7 or 8, but she's very smart, very intelligent, an intellectual person.
I think everybody has a different approach. If I was single and I had a girl in my sights with all those characteristics, I'll have to be more in depth besides the physical appearance. Of course, the physical appearance is the first thing you're gonna notice as a man, right? Because that's what attracts us to be able to mate.
By nature.
But what I'm saying is that when it comes to pretty girls that are smart and they're really successful, just to put it all in a nutshell, you have to have a certain angle of approach. You can't just be directly, because she already knows that why you're there. And of course, she's aware. This girl is aware of how she looks. She's successful, she's smart, so she's already aware of all these qualities, right? So you can't approach a woman too directly with those kind of qualities, because what are you going? You need to be unique. You need to be strategic, whether it's psychologically, emotionally, or physically strategic about how the approach is gonna be. Because this girl, I can assure you, everybody flirts with her. Everybody sends her comments, Everybody's gonna send her messages about, hey, I pay you this, I pay you that, hey, you wanna go to dinner. She's got all this attention she's already gonna get. So you have to be unique. You have to
You gotta be alpha.
Not just alpha, but unique, because you can have a lot of alpha. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of alpha males that wanna hit that ass.
She's not gonna, choose beta over alpha.
Well, yeah, you gotta be alpha, of course, because you're competing with all these alphas. So you can't be a beta competing with alphas unless you have something under your sleeve. Because, hey, if you're a beta that's smart, if you're a beta and you have your ways to get to a hot chick or, a smart, good-looking chick, let us know. Put it in the comments, man, because I'm interested how a beta male can have access to that kind of power that alpha male competes to have access to, because I feel like this is a competitive environment when it comes to finding that attractive mate. If everybody wants to fuck your mate, it's a competition, okay? So anyways, back to your question. You have to analyze the situation. In this case, this pretty girl that's successful and smart, to get that attention of hers, because everybody's gonna tell her, hey, you wanna come with me to a date? Everybody's gonna try to take her out. So you have to be unique. So that's the way I would do it. I'll find that spot, what she likes, start a conversation, and don't talk about how she looks and stuff, because she already know that. Everybody's gonna hit that angle. So you have to find an angle to approach her that she's not expecting. And you have to feel unique. You can't just, okay, everybody's gonna tell her this, so I'm not gonna tell her that. Everybody's gonna try to do this, so I'm not gonna do that. Everybody's gonna try to buy her things, so I'm not gonna do that. So you have to be unique. That's my opinion to your question.
Yeah, but you never said, would you choose the pretty or the...
Well, we only talked about the pretty... well, I'm sorry.
The other chick that's, so pretty, but she's very smart.
I think I have to...
High teachability index, willingness to learn.
Well, yeah, if that's the case, I have to analyze her as well. I have to study these. I'm 31 years old. Of course, I didn't see women like this when I was 18, 19. So I'm going to tell you how I see things now, I think that now I'll analyze every female that I approach to. And I will actually, I don't want to say it'll become like a research paper, a research topic, or a research project. But I think I have to know more about her to know my approach. Because she can be nerdy, she can be halfway decent looking, She can actually don't have the best physique in the world, but I have to see potential. I think if I see potential in this woman, um, I'll give it a try. I'll give her a try. But I think other than that, if I see that, you know what, she's somebody who's not gonna want to be better, that's somebody that she's not gonna be able to change for me. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, don't change for anyone. But what I'm saying is like, if I'm a man that has high standards on a woman, and I'm gonna go with a woman that might be smart, halfway decent looking, but it doesn't mean that she's gonna strive for anything in success. I have to make sure that she's gonna do that. She's gonna be the type of person that wants more, that wants to improve herself.
Yeah.
Because I'm the type of person that's gonna improve himself as I get older. So I expect the same from the female that I'm gonna meet. And if she ain't gonna be that person, I don't care if you're pretty or ugly. If you have no potential, I'm gonna go with someone else.
Right. And so, as far as the question, I remember telling you that I would pick the girls with the brains, but I work on myself, on personal development every single day, other stuff, of course. I try to work on myself. That way, I know what I bring to the table. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna choose a girl that's that doesn't just have the looks but the brains. So like, I'm looking for both. I'm looking for a combination of things.
Yeah.
If I'm the type of person that takes care of myself, reads a book here and there or every day, works out, eats right, I'm gonna try to find a person that lives a similar lifestyle that I live. So my standards are gonna be up to the par with how I live. So I'll choose that girl that has similar lifestyle qualities as me. So I like to choose. I would choose a girl that's good looking and has the brains.
Yeah.
But if the question was like, if I was to choose a girl between a beautiful dime girl versus a girl with brains and that's maybe a 7, I'd probably go with the girl with the 7.
Because you can always build up. You can always build up a 7 to a 9 or a 10.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a pretty girl, that's what I was saying earlier. That it's hard to be able to deal with somebody like that can degrade. You can always degrade from a 10 faster than you can upgrade to a 10.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, because you can have a pretty face, but you can have a shitty attitude. Hell no. We're going to be like cats and dogs. And yeah, sometimes it's good for a relationship, but it's not healthy. It's not a healthy thing if you do it all the time. But no, I don't think so, So, for those pretty girls out there with alter ego and you don't know what to do with your life, make sure you have your things figured out first before, you want to be picky about who you want to be with, because smart men are picky. If you're picky, it's because you're smart. If I'm picky, shit, because I'm fucking smart, okay? Because you don't want somebody that's gonna drag you down. And they don't want somebody that's gonna drag them down.
That's right.
You have to represent, and they have to represent. Yeah. Period. And that's the alpha mentality. Well, and yes, a lot of people are gonna have this opinion. Well, that's not true. It's all about the heart. It's not about the money. It's not about how you look.
Or money matters. It does matter.
Please, man, please.
But it's not all about money, guys.
It's not. We're not even talking about money. Because if we talk about money, this is never ending. Okay.
Yeah. So you're gonna have a whole bunch of gold diggers that X out the video.
The thing is that, look, if we talk about possessions, if we talk about money, it's another interesting topic to talk about. But at the end of the day, somebody needs to be fed. Somebody needs to provide. And I don't blame the girls that are gold diggers, But I think is that what type of gold digger are you? Is the question.
Damn,
because
I didn't know there was types of gold diggers.
Yeah, you think about it. You want somebody who just wants security, but then somebody that wants luxury. You have gold digging in a certain level.
There's levels. Okay.
There's levels of gold digging. It's just that we don't talk about these things. Okay? You can have somebody, they just want protection. They just want to find somebody where they can feel like they're not alone with and call it a day. But then you have people like, that's not enough. Whoa. Pay my bills. Pay my chihuahua maintenance fees. My nails and hairdo maintenance fees. Make sure I get a luxury hotel at Galleria or Midtown or downtown. Oh, so we already know everybody has different levels of gold digging. But we're not. I want to talk about Anthony, believe me, I want to talk about this right now, but we're running out of time. So before we go, I want to thank you for being here. I'm glad that you were able to share, your point of view when it came to the topics we spoke today.
Yeah, man.
And I appreciate you being here. But before you go, I want to give you something, and I hope you like it. It's not much, but go ahead and open.
What's this,
So
man? $100 champagne bottle? What's going on?
We got some Chanel stuff. I guess some Louis Vuitton. It's not a gold show, I promise.
If it's drank, we gotta invite some of. Oh,
My man, what you got?
Mountain Valley spring water. You guys, hey, thanks, Jeff. This is freaking amazing.
Yeah, you see, now I finally opened your spirit with that. You see,
Yeah,
I was waiting for that spark the entire time, but it looked like
You guys-
if I knew you were gonna do that, I should have gave you the present before we started.
Yo, this amazing waters. Thanks, Jeff.
No problem. And before we let you guys go, I want to remind you, please comment on the videos for this month, and make sure you follow the page so you get a chance to win a Coke with your name on it. I don't know if you guys can see it there, but it's a raffle that I'm doing at the end of the month. So you guys go ahead and just comment on one of our videos, follow our page, and you automatically get signed up for the raffle. At the end of the month, I'll do the raffle, and we'll pick the winner. And whenever you win the prize, I just DM you, ask you for your shipping information, and then that's it. So it's really that simple. But thank you guys for all this support and love you guys are showing to the page, and to the videos and to the content. And if you guys have any other content you guys you want us to talk about, or you want the show to bring up, just let us know, DM us, comment us, anything. And just by you being here, show support. So thank you so much for your time, and stay safe out there with the corona stuff. This hurricane, hopefully, it didn't cause a lot of damage here in Houston, and I know in Louisiana, hopefully those guys they don't have it too rough as
Previous hurricanes.
yeah, previous hurricanes has not been the best. So let's just hope, expect the best, and what is it? Hope for the best.
That's right.
Well, how do you say that, man? Expect the worst, hope for the best. Expect the worst, hope for the best. Okay, because Houston and Louisiana, New Orleans, Lake Charles, all these areas are known to be for hurricane collateral damage. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's just stay tuned for next week. Thank you.
If you're not subscribed to Jeffrey on his Instagram or Facebook, it is called the Velasquez Vlog Show. Guys, give him a like, share this video, follow him on social media. Thanks, Jeff, for this cool discussion. Tenfo Cowboy.
Hey, and also, if you feel like this video was kind of long for you guys, just be aware that we also have Spotify already. Just go into the page and follow the link for Spotify. You can just listen to us talk. So that's another way to also listen to us if you can't watch the video on Facebook or YouTube. Okay? All right, guys. You guys have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you might be watching. But stay safe.